Thank you so much, everybody, for making a trip. I know some had a very long trip to get here, but I tell you, I really appreciate it, and it's going to be, it already has been a fun time, but we're going to have even more fun tonight. I think that when you get to be I guess I don't know if I should say it.
It hurts, doesn't it?
But it's my 75th birthday.
You're just getting started, George.
And, well, I think I have another 75 in the tank.
All right.
Yeah.
But again, I want to thank everybody for coming and celebrating with us. When I was thinking about this the other day, I thought that a lot of people, when they get to be a certain age, they say, boy, that time went shoot so fast. You know, I can't believe that I'm already 75, and it only took 2 seconds to get here. Well, I just had a little different take on it, because I thought about all of the fun times and traditions that our family has had over the years, and those traditions have had, I was going to say maybe a sense of slowing down the time, but I think it really does slow down the time. Like the traditions, the first thing I can think of that I was thinking about was the tradition of the smorgasbord that we have on Christmas Eve every year. And that smorgasbord goes back, I don't know how many years. My mother, my grandmother, probably back all the way to Sweden. All these traditions that have existed in the family are kind of a Swedish heritage traditions, and have just been brought down from generation to generation. But the smorgasbord, you can count on it. Every single Christmas Eve, we are going to have a smorgasbord, and it's a Swedish smorgasbord, and it has some traditional Swedish things like Swedish meatball, Swedish but also has some very exotic things that I don't even know the names of them, but they're so good. I mean, they're just excellent, and you know it's going to be there every year, and it has been every year, going back, I don't know how, and it kind of gives you something that you can grab onto and slow down and get off the fast track for a while, and it has that sense of just being comfortable and easy. And then I thought a little further on that same theme of a tradition, Swedish tradition, because everybody in the family thinks they're a Swede, so all the traditions, it seems like, are Swedish traditions. We had a tradition every August. We had a crawfish party. Every single August, I can't remember how far back, there was a crawfish party. The crawfish party, for newbies this crawfish is the same one they have in New Orleans, and the crawfish is cooked entirely differently than New Orleans crawfish. It's a Swedish way of cooking with dill and salt and so forth. But the important part is you knew it was coming every single August. So every August you had it, and you could look back again on going back, who knows how far, how many generations back. It's always been there. And again, the same kind of a situation where you could just slow down, take it easy, and you knew it was going to happen, and it was just a fun time. You were with family, you had all the aunts, the uncles, the friends, the neighbors, and you knew that it was just going to be a time that you could just relax, take it easy, and get off the fast track. Another, it's not really a tradition, but it's kind of a tradition. The love of the lake life has always been part of the family. My grandmother had a house up in Sister Bay, Wisconsin, which was kind of a little Swedish enclave up there. And we used to go from, when I was a little kid, we went up to Sister Bay, and we always spent 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, and then all the aunts, all the uncles, all the cousins, all the kids were over at my grandmother's house every night for the whole time we were up there. And it was just a fun, beautiful time. And then I got a little older, and I started to go to some of the lakes up in Wisconsin and northern Illinois, and loved that. And then my sister married into the Jackson family, and lo and behold, the Jackson family had a beautiful camp up in northern Michigan, and I used to I'd do anything to get invited up. And occasionally, they relented. They said, okay, you can come. And then there were a lot of ifs. Get on with this, get on with this, get on with this. But then I left Chicago and moved out to the East Coast. And I was out there for less than 2 years, and we bought our first lake house in New Jersey, which actually was kind of crazy, because you know that if you've watched that television show, I forget what it was called, Jersey Shore or something, everybody in New Jersey goes to the shore. I mean, they don't go to a lake, they go to the shore, to the beach, to the where they go. If they have a day off, a single day off, they go to the shore. Automatically. So they thought, you know, we were crazy. You know, why are you buying a lake house? Why don't you go down to the Jersey Shore? We kind of went against tradition. We went and got a lake house. We were there for 15 years. Then we got another lake house on the same lake, a little bigger, a little nicer. And then all of a sudden, Dawn and Dave ran out on us.
Empty nest.
Empty nest. Yeah. So we said, okay, that's it for us. We're retiring, and we're moving to Georgia. We're moving to Georgia, and we packed in and sold our property and came down to Georgia. First phone call I made was to Tom Miller, the best real estate guy in the Lake Hartwell area, knows every property around. And Tom is with us here tonight with Caroline, right over here. Caroline is his wife. And Tom and I and Debbie spent countless hours just going around and around. I shouldn't say hours, days, months. And so fine, and I'm sure he thought I was never going to pull the trigger. I mean, he thought I was just having fun. I was getting to know the lake.
Having fun.
You're definitely his best friend.
So, Tom finally found this piece of property, which is probably the nicest property on the lake that was available, and we purchased it with his great help. And I can only say thank you. It was a super situation that we found ourselves in here. And so, if anybody is interested in Hartwell property, you know who to talk to.
This is an infomercial.
Let's see. Then, sure enough, Dawn and moves to Charlotte, meets Andrew up in Charlotte, and guess what? Andrew has a boat on Lake Norman and likes to party.
That's just happy coincidence.
So the two of them now spend a lot of weekends out on Lake Norman on Andrew's boat. So yeah, all I'm saying is it's like a common theme